Hello and welcome to Disctv, the show that brings you the world of disc golf. I'm Brian Sullivan, and this week the PDGA National Tour stops in Ann Arbor, Michigan for the Discraft Great Lakes Open. We're at Hudson Mills Metro Park, home of two legendary side-by-side courses, and the players this week are pumped up for one of the biggest events of the season. So don't go anywhere, because Disctv is on the air right now. Also this week, we'll introduce you to Ultimate, the other disc sport. And we'll sit down to talk with current disc golf world champion Cameron Todd. It's all about disc golf. This is Disctv.
Good. Pause.
Disctv is brought to you in part by the Professional Disc Golf Association, guiding disc golf into the future. Maceman Disc Golf Gear, simply the best. Gateway Golf Discs, winning discs of the 2002 Great Lakes Open. And DiscLife.com, the world leader in disc golf. Welcome to Disctv's coverage of the 2002 Discraft Great Lakes Open. We're here in Ann Arbor, Michigan at Hudson Mills Metro Park. Our tournament director this weekend is Rob Howard, and he's with us now. Rob, thanks for having us.
Thanks.
So, first of all, give me a little bit of the history behind this event and tell me a little bit about these courses.
Well, this is the 19th annual Discraft Great Lakes Open. It started in Detroit area by Bob Houston and has since moved to the Metro Park in Hudson Mills since we've got the 48-hole layout here at Hudson Mills.
The format this weekend is what?
Saturday they're playing 2 rounds of 24. Sunday they're playing one round of 24, followed by the top 4 pros are going to play a final 9 that counts for the tournament, but it's also skins for at least $2,000.
Now, Hudson Mills Metro Park has one of the finest disc golf facilities in the world. You've got 2 side-by-side courses here, both 24 holes, multiple tee pads, multiple pin positions. It's a great place to throw some golf.
Absolutely. And they also do a wonderful job grooming the courses, and we keep them clean, and it's very well taken care of.
So what kind of challenges are these players going to be facing this weekend?
They're going to be facing lots of different shots. The courses were very well designed in that you have to play tight tunnel shots, that you have to hit the tunnel, along with there's some wide open holes where you have to throw the long shot. There's right turns, there's left turns, there's woods, there's open, so you challenge just about every shot that you have in your bag.
Your whole bag is going to be challenged this weekend. So tell me, who's here?
We have a lot of very good players. We have Ken Climo, we have Ron Russell, we have Cam Todd, we have Barry Schultz, we have locals like Scott Martin, and we have a lot of very good players.
And on the women's side?
We have Juliana Corver, we have Elaine King, we have Leslie Herndon, and quite a few other good female players.
And Rob, who have you got your eye on to possibly win this weekend?
It's really hard to say. We have such a good field out here.
Well, there's certainly no doubt about that, and I don't blame you for not wanting to go out on a limb. It's going to be some serious disc golf action. Let's get right to it. If you ask any touring disc golf pro about their favorite courses, chances are good that Hudson Mills Metro Park in Ann Arbor, Michigan will be on the list. This world-class facility features 2 side-by-side 24-hole courses. One is the original, the other the monster. The challenges are many, including one of the world's longest holes at 1,038 feet. So, while it doesn't hurt to have a big arm at the Great Lakes Open, even more important, bring your putting game. Just about anyone can find their way within 100 feet of the basket. It's what happens inside that distance that would make or break the champions this weekend. Who's on the top cards? Look for the big putts. Women's division, a tough field included Sue Stevens, former Winnie Crew member with lots of experience. The Putt Fest continues. Kristen Weidel of Troy, Michigan. This young pro was looking strong and tough to beat. Former Ultimate standout Barrett White, she wasn't missing too many. Then there was 4-time women's world champ Juliana Corver, who's been off her typically untouchable game lately. That's right, ladies, Corver is actually mortal, and proved it again recently by taking another rare second-place finish in Maryland. Now here in Michigan, Korver showed moments of her typical brilliance, but there were more than a couple of shots where it seemed that Juliana Korver simply had anything but disc golf on her brain. She started 9 strokes over par on the tough monster course, but instead of making that back on the shorter original course, Juliana could not keep it together and saw hope fading away as she lost an additional 6 strokes in the second. Meanwhile, Iowa's Des Redding, she's kicked her game up a few notches over the past season, now sitting securely among today's elite women disc golfers. One of the biggest reasons, she can hit a friggin' putt. Yeah, anyone starting to see a trend here? Yeah, we're calling her Des Booyah Redding after this weekend. Time after time, Redding found the chains through one of her strongest performances of the season. An 11 over par first round made for a slow start, but Redding's skill and determination kept her in the hunt as she threw stroke for stroke with the leaders in the final 2 rounds. That's right, look out for Des Redding, because she is coming after y'all, and I mean all y'all. Elaine, I don't care about no stinking Shul King. She doesn't have 5 world titles for nothing. King had it going on, be it threading the needle or hitting the long putts, as she kept to her game plan and focused on playing the courses. King has had plenty of experience at Hudson Mills and went into the final round on the long and tough monster course with confidence despite trailing by 4. Why? She's been steady all weekend, and leader Leslie Herndon has a reputation for falling apart under pressure. King played the course like the champion she is, but 1 or 2 missed opportunities would make the difference in keeping Elaine King off of her throne this weekend. U.S. Women's champ Leslie Herndon, she knows a thing or two about threading the needle as well. Jumped out to an early 2-stroke lead that would increase to 4. After 3 straight PDGA wins, Herndon has her mental game squarely back on track this weekend, and a little Powerpuff love never hurt.
Now, I heard rumor of a little token, a little tchotchke, something that, a little good luck charm.
Yeah, my sister sent me a Powerpuff Girl. She's pink, and she has this cool orange ponytail. And ever since she sent it to me in California, I've been undefeated. I've won 4 tournaments in a row, so thanks, Lee. I appreciate that.
Herndon would give back 2 of her 4-stroke lead in the final round, but hung in there to earn her 4th straight PDGA National Tour victory. After a rough start to the O2 season, Leslie Herndon is back to her winning ways. On the men's side, another putt fest. World champ Cameron Todd took a cue from touring partner Leslie Herndon. Keep your mental game as strong as your short game. Amazing what'll happen when you listen to a woman. The winning crew's David Feldberg. He's known to slam the chains from a ways out, but holy cow, this guy was out of control here in his home state. If somebody tell Dave that's a long putt and those are hard, never mind. Boom. Florida's Ken Climal earning his 10th World Championship on these very courses. He was back in a similar groove, using his distinct putting style to earn his way into the final 9. And Sean Sinclair, well, the California transplant now calling Iowa his home, he decided to start his putting right back at the tee pad. Hey, whatever gets you under the basket, Sean. And Sinclair will be our leader going into the final 9. If you've ever felt like you had a bullseye painted right on your forehead, everyone's gunning for you, well, you've begun to get a sense of what it's like to be world champion. And we're sitting with the current disc golf world champion. He's Cameron Todd. Cameron, thanks for being here.
Hey, how you doing?
Now, first of all, before we get into the bullseye stuff, because there's a lot of that going on, let's talk about how you got into the sport. Give us a little history.
Well, I was in college in '92. And a friend of mine, Todd, had introduced me to throwing a Frisbee. I'd never even thrown a Frisbee before. And we went to a park and played object golf or whatever it was. And we played like once or twice that summer. And he told me that there were courses for that sport or whatever. And I was like, wow, you know, take me to them. But he didn't know where they were. So about 5 years went by. And I had moved around and asked everybody where a course was, and yeah, I know about Frisbee golf and things like that, but I never got a direct route to a course. So I just kind of like passed it on, and I went to music school in 92, but in 97 I moved back to further my music, and I ended up meeting another guy named Todd, and I went over to jam with him, and he had a disc in his corner, and I was like, oh man, is that frisbee golf? And he was like, nope. And I was like, what? He was like, that's disc golf. And I was like, awesome, man, just take me to a course. And I got to play my first course in September of February of 97 was my first time playing a course in Wills Park in Atlanta, Georgia. And I was hooked ever since then. I saw the course and saw the holes through one shot. Was just amazed. It was a beautiful sport. I had to play it.
You started playing disc golf in 1997, and by the summer of 2001, you were disc golf's world champion. That is an incredibly fast move from, bare beginner to world champion. Obviously, you set out, you had a goal for yourself.
Right. Yeah. My goal after, actually how I got really hooked into the PDGA is Brad Hammett came up to me in 97, and I'd been playing for about 6 months or so. And he was like, man, the world champions are here. World championships are here, and I'm going to play them. And he was all psyched and pumped up, and I asked him more about it, and I had learned that this was a legit sport. There was actually a tour and a circuit. So I was completely excited. I wanted to go that time, but I couldn't. But when I really found out what it was, instantly, that was my motivation to practice and play the game serious and become the world champion.
What was it about disc golf? Because I know you've had other experiences in other sports, skateboarding, for example. I know you've been very accomplished there. So what was it about disc golf that made you say, this is what I'm going to do, and here we go?
Well, I think it was the flight of a disc. I mean, it's an amazing thing. You paint lines. If you do it right, it creates the picture that you want. I mean, it's so drawing, something about it. I guess it's just a great all-around sport for every individual that you can, come across.
Now, you've been out on tour now for how long?
I'm going on 3 years. I tried to tour since '98, but I wasn't able to make it for 2 years. So, now I'm able to make it. I've been going strong for about 3 years now.
Give us a sense of what life on the road is like. I mean, every week you're out at a different tournament. You're crisscrossing the country. I mean, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress.
Yeah. Well, I'll never say it's the worst thing in the world, but I'll say it's some of the best things in the world that I've ever been through.
Can you give me some examples of some of the really just fantastic moments since you've been out?
Oh man, getting to see the world, basically getting to see the country, getting to check out different places, but getting to meet people. I mean, there's a list that goes on beyond just the accomplishment of being able to make it, being able to go week to week and do what you have to do to survive.
Last year in 2001, you went to the World Championships in Minnesota. The defending world champion wasn't there. Ron Russell was injured. 10-time world champ Ken Klima was there, but he had been dethroned. He was, it was anybody's crown to grab. What were you thinking going in?
Well, I was just thinking of my belief system and trying to make it hold through the whole time, knowing what I could accomplish and knowing what I was capable of, just to keep it there, keep my mental game at that level the whole time, no matter what I came across.
And now that you are the world champion and have been so for nearly a year, you're number one, which means everybody's been gunning for you. Are you feeling the extra pressure?
I don't know if I'm feeling extra pressure. I mean, it's because if I do, it's a good thing. I love pressure. That's why I'm an athlete. I've always been in it for the pressure. And when I know I have the pressure, I know where I want to be in the sport. I know I'm doing my job. I mean, that's just half the fun, is the pressure.
So you actually thrive on the pressure?
Yeah, I like it.
What is it about your mental game that keeps you in there, that keeps you in the hunt? How do you keep that edge?
How do I keep that edge? Well, I try to stay away from my other mental game, the bad one. That has come across a little bit, but you know, you go back to the tour week-to-week schedule, and there's a lot of things, and disc golf is one of those different sports. You know, it's unique, and there's a lot of things you have to deal with at our rate and our level, but as long as I can just keep focused on positive things and rely on my skills to come out, they will. You know, I usually don't have a problem. It's just my head does get in the way sometimes. But
There are a lot of disc golfers who have, in the past few years, come into the game. The game is on the grow fast. I mean, we've seen in just a very short number of years, a lot of people suddenly out on tour. For those players who are thinking about hitting the road and getting out on the PDGA Tour, what advice would you have for them?
Make a commitment. You know, if you're going to do it. Don't wait to see if you're going to be able to, because it's going to be hard at first. It's going to seem like who knows what you're going to come across, you know, and what you're going to believe. Just make a commitment when you first go out, and at least you'll have a lot more fun that way, you know. You won't have to be bothered by so many little things out there, but I really think anybody with that belief system will do well out there.
He's Cameron Todd, disc golf's world champion, and we're going to be watching him this year in Houston, Texas at the 2002 World Championships. Cam, thanks for being here.
Right on, thanks a lot.
Behind every world-class disc golf facility is a world-class leader, and we've got one of those with us today. She's Kim Jarvis. She's the park superintendent here at Hudson Mills Metro Park in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Kim, thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
Now, can you first fill us in a little bit on the history behind the disc golf facility here at Hudson Mills?
At Hudson Mills, we were approached by an intern from Eastern Michigan University back in 1992 to put in a disc golf course. At that time, we felt it was something that would fit in with our park here, and we began construction on it in late 1992, and the original course opened for 18 holes in 1993. In 1993, we were approached by our local disc golf club, who formed because of the disc golf course we put in, and asked to increase our original course from 18 to 24. And because of all the visitation we were having and all the disc golfers, we did increase it to 24. In 1997, actually it was 1996, they came to us and asked if we could put in another disc golf course. And because of the popularity of our original courses, we call it here at Hudson Mills, we were happy to oblige, and we put in the Monster course, another 24-hole course. It's been a great relationship, and I think that, you know, having a club here has really made a difference for us at Hudson Mills in the ability to not only maintain these courses, but to understand disc golf. And I think a lot of people don't realize what a growing sport disc golf is. Just since we put it in 1992, our attendance here has probably quadrupled.
Wow.
With disc golf.
Wow. Kim Jarvis, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
It's not just disc golf going on this weekend at Hudson Mills Metro Park. There's also, as you can see behind me, Ultimate. We're here with Nate Murphy. He is the tournament director this weekend, and he's with the Ann Arbor Area Ultimate League. Nate, explain to me briefly, what is Ultimate? I mean, a lot of our viewers are disc golfers, but they may have never participated in Ultimate before.
Ultimate is a game that developed probably 20, 30 years ago, and it's played similar. Some people describe it as a cross between hockey, soccer, and basketball, and of course played with a frisbee. We come out, you play 7-a-side, and you basically just throw the disc around and have a good time.
What are, how do you score? How do you end a game? How long does a game last?
Okay. The basic rules are, it's first and foremost a non-contact sport. There's no tackling or anything like that. When you catch the disc, you can't move with it, and the person on the opposite team will come to you and counts to 10, and you have to throw it before they reach 10. And you work the disc down the field, and you have to catch it in one of the end zones, and then that scores a point. And then the teams go back to each end zone, and play starts again. The team that just scores will throw the disc to the other team, and then they have a chance to get down. and you just try to prevent them from getting in at the same time you score.
All the Ultimate players I talked to say the same thing. This game is a riot. Now, you've got a special format match going on today. What's up with today?
Yeah, every year, the Ann Arbor Ultimate League, we do 3 or 4 big events. We play Ultimate 3 nights a week anyway, but then we have these big weekend events. Sometimes it's a hat tournament where we come and you randomly pick teams and you play a big round robin. But today we decided to do a century game, which is an Ultimate game to 100 points. And we've made up some funny little rules to make it a little more fun and to accelerate the game so we're not here for 2 or 3 days trying to score 100 points.
Nate, if our viewers are looking for more information about Ultimate, is there a website we can send them to?
Absolutely. The Ann Arbor website is www.a2ultimate.org, and also www.upa.org is the Ultimate Players Association, which is an international organization that governs and establishes the official rules of Ultimate.
Nate, thanks for your time and good luck this weekend.
All right, thanks a lot.
Let's talk with another Ultimate player. She's Nyla Morera. Nyla, tell me first how you got involved in Ultimate.
Well, I guess I first got involved in Ultimate when I was really a kid, probably when I was about 13 at summer camp. Ultimate's one of those sports that you can always pick up a Frisbee and have people willing to jump out and play with you. So I started to enjoy it when I was younger. Then I started bringing the sport with me to various other summer camps and asking people to play. And there were always people who were game to play. So I started very casual, and then when I got to college, I joined a team and played with them for some years.
The sport clearly draws people in and keeps them. There's a real affection, a real loyalty to Ultimate. What is it about Ultimate that you love and keeps you coming back?
Well, I think that one of the best things about Ultimate for me is it's such an accepting sport. Unlike other games where I think really the focus of the game is competition and you know the focus of the game is winning, I think the idea in Ultimate is that you want everyone to have a good time, you want everyone to participate, and the more that everyone participates, the more everybody learns and the more everyone enjoys it. So I think it's a combination of sort of the spirit of the game where everyone's friendly and kind to each other, and also the fact that if there's someone on the field that isn't getting the Frisbee, people will try to incorporate that person into the game, and I think that's really unique. And that's aside from the fact that I think that in Ann Arbor specifically, this community is one of the most accepting and fun and open communities that I've ever encountered. You know, without cliques, without any little hidden meannesses. People here are just really, really great.
Well, you bring up the point that Ultimate is very inclusive, and that includes a lot of women. A ton of women play Ultimate. How do women fit into the game? Or how do women let men fit into the game? You tell me.
Well, there are definitely leagues that play all women and all men. There's teams in Ann Arbor for both. Clutch and Flywheel are some women's teams. I think United and Magnum are our men's teams. But I think that one of the best parts of Ultimate is the fact that this is one game where men and women can really play together co-ed. And co-ed is not only something that people do for fun, it's actually a part of the game all the way from most casual up to most competitive. And co-ed works probably because of the way the game is set up, where you're always covering one other person. And so women can cover women and men can cover men. And that evens up some of the physical differences that are going to exist at any level for men and women. I think even when we play different kinds of defenses where we're covering an area instead of covering just one person, there's specific roles that a member of the team can play where their strengths and weaknesses can be exploited either by the offensive team or the defensive team. And I think that's really special in Ultimate, and that allows us to all play well together and not get frustrated at each other.
Nyla, I know your team is counting on you this weekend, so good luck and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Rob, these are the same courses that were used for Worlds 2000, aren't they?
Yes, this is one of the first sites to ever have 48 holes in one location.
It's awfully impressive here. We are out playing one of the holes that the pros are playing this weekend. We're at Hudson Mills Metro Park in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and we're on the Monster course. Now, we've arrived at hole 18, and we're with this weekend's tournament director, Rob Hauer. Now, Rob, this is a tough hole. Tell us first about the hole and what we can expect.
Okay, this hole, straight ahead of you is a pond. There's a big pond there, and also on your right is going to be a stream which is also out of bounds. And for this shot, you need to throw it 400 feet in a big S and come up right next to the pond is where the pin is.
Oh my. So we've got 400 feet. We're playing the pro pads here. Now, Rob, I don't think I can really throw a 400-foot Anheuser S shot with all these trees and stuff. Is there anything else you can recommend? Because I'll have trouble with that.
Yeah, the pros will go for the whole thing, but a lot of the AMs will play up short of the bridge, about 250 feet up, and you'll have a wide open shot where you can easily get a 3.
Well, let's throw this hole, see what happens.
Okay.
So what's your plan here, Rob?
I'm going to lay it up short just to the left of the bridge, just past those trees there.
And what are you using to get there?
An overstable mid-range disc.
Good luck. It's going a little right on you. You gonna have a shot from there?
Yeah, it'll be clear from there.
Sweet. All right. So is that a pretty good landing zone? Should I go for?
It's where I'm at is a little bit in the tall grass.
Okay. All right.
But it's open from there.
I'm gonna go with my super stable flat approach disc here.
That's nice.
Rob, this is a true risk and reward hole.
Yeah, if you go for the deuce, you really need to hit this gap here to lay it up by the hole.
Well, unfortunately, I tried to play it safe, and I'm 15 feet short of that goal. So what do you recommend here? Where's the basket, and what do I need to do?
The big tree through here, to the left of the tree is the pond. To the right of the tree, that tree is where the basket is. So what you want to do is have a little turnover shot, but you want it to come back to be up by the hole.
There's a whole lot of shoe out there. All right, I'm going to throw a real overstable driver, kind of throw it somewhat lightly out there, out to the right, and hopefully it'll come back left for me. I think I'll take it. Nice drive, Rob. I should have followed you off the pad.
Yeah, I like this because now it's just a nice little hyzer up to the basket.
And what are you going to throw?
I'm going to throw an overstable driver, just not real hard.
Look good from here? Yikes, I have got work to do. Well, I think this is going to be the forehand flick. Just arc it right around here and hope for the best.
That looks good.
I
Nice
heard
shot.
trees. Well, Rob, we tried for the 3s, but we're gonna have to settle for 4s.
Yeah.
That is a tough hole. Well, thanks for showing us around. Man, what a course.
Thank you.
I mean, wow. It's Hudson Mills Metro Park in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Now, Rob, if people are looking for more information about Ann Arbor Disc Golf, where can they go?
a3disc.org.
By all means, if you're looking to experience the best, Hudson Mills is the place to be.